This is 75th Avenue.
Welcome back to another video in my least used station series. For the 10th video, we will be taking a look at 75th Avenue, which is the least used station on the E line at an annual ridership number of 1,059,027 according to the MTA's 2019 ridership numbers. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you haven't already. Let's get started. The 75th Avenue station, located at the intersection of both 75th Avenue and Queens Boulevard in the Forest Hills neighborhood of Queens, is an underground local station on the E and F lines. However, it is only the least used station for the E line, with the least used station for the F line being Bay Parkway in Brooklyn. Other than taking the E train, the station can be reached by taking the F train or the Q60, QM11, and QM18 buses. The station is in a relatively populated area with a lot of housing. However, I'd assume that the station's low ridership comes from a lot of people in the area owning cars and would rather drive. The E train has an interesting service pattern here at this station. It only stops here during nighttime, weekends, and sometimes during the AM rush hour. All other times, the E train runs express past this station. The F train, however, stops here at all times. You can actually see in this video the abundance of F trains and only one E train. The station, which first opened on December 31st, 1936, was built as a part of an extension along the IND Queens Boulevard Line. Construction on the line began in 1927 as a Queens expansion of the soon-to-be-completed 8th Avenue line. The original construction of the line involved the building of the 53rd Street Tunnel, connecting Queens and Manhattan. To avoid disruption to the traffic above, Queens Boulevard was widened up to 12 lanes in some areas so the construction teams could efficiently work on the line using the cut and cover method of building. The first section of the line between 50th Street and Manhattan, connecting with the 8th Avenue line to Roosevelt Avenue in Queens, opened on August 19, 1933. Later on that year, a $23 million loan was approved to continue the construction of the remainder of the line. Construction was halted multiple times between 1934 and 1936, and later in 1936, on December 31st, the line was extended from Roosevelt Avenue to Kew Gardens Union Turnpike. This new extension brought a lot of growth to the Forest Hills and Kew Gardens neighborhoods of Queens, with the new subway line providing a quick and easy way to now get to Manhattan. This new growth included the development of new apartment buildings, and it transformed the area into an active population center. The platforms share light green trimming with black borders, along with both the classic IND small tiled station name and the big station name captions, which read 75th Avenue. Now, you might be surprised when I tell you that besides the 4 tracks that are visible here at this station, there are 4 more tracks, out of sight, underneath the station. The tracks are used by M and R trains, which have just terminated at the Forest Hills 71st Avenue station, the next stop on the line. They are also used by trains performing depot moves to the Jamaica Yard, which is east of this station. The 4 tracks turn into just 2 to the west of the station and rise up to connect with the local tracks. Directly to the west of the station, there is an X crossover, which allows local E and F trains to switch over to the express tracks. Every train in this video can be seen performing this move. In recent years, the MTA has been attempting to combat overcrowding and congestion along this line during peak times, and one solution they have found is to implement a new system called CBTC, or Communications-Based Train Control, along the line. I've gone more into depth in this system in my 69th Street video for the 7 line, so check that out if you are interested. This system requires some of the newest trains to be run along the line, primarily the R160 series of trains, although the R211s may take over some operations on the line in the future because of their increased capacity. The system allows for trains to run closer together and for train dispatchers to know exactly where trains are at all times. With the CBTC system, something called ATO, or Automated Train Operation, is possible, which allows the computer on board the train to operate the train itself, requiring minimal input from the operator. Only 2 full lines have this in the system, the L and 7 lines. During this video, I believe the trains were only running under CBTC operation and not under ATO as well. However, I'm not completely sure because some things that the trains were doing as they were pulling into the station suggested otherwise. The CBTC system is set to be fully installed on this line in mid-2022. Hopefully you enjoyed this least used station video. I decided to give some detailed information on the Queens Boulevard line itself instead of just the station, and I decided to explain a bit about the new CBTC system seen in use in this video. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more of this type of content on the channel, like the video and subscribe. Peace.
This is a Bronx-bound B train. The next stop is 155th Street.